Did you know that forcing women back to the office will cost us millions? As taxpayers, as investors, as shareholders? That's because in-person work exposes women to bias more than remote work. According to new research from the University of Toronto's Rotman School of Management, discrimination is nearly twice as high in the office compared to remotely. 31% of women face bias in the office versus 17% face it remotely. Young women under 30 are especially vulnerable to workplace mistreatment. So office return policies, which we're seeing from large companies like Amazon or the federal government, ignore how physical settings fuel inequity. Companies are risking pushing women out by forcing in-person work, and they're risking lawsuits. Male-dominated workplaces are especially problematic. Women working with males report higher discrimination rate. 58% of women in male-heavy offices face bias in the person versus 26% in male-heavy offices remotely. Toxic cultures thrive at in-person settings that are male-heavy and lack accountability. Discrimination spans 11 daily mistreatments. These aren't isolated incidents. And they can include issues like stolen ideas, non-promotable assignments, not simply sexual discrimination in form of harassment. Early career women may leave jobs or fields due to hostile offices. But of course, sexual harassment happens as well. Tata Consultancy Services, for example, mandated a full return to office for 600,000 employees in 2023. And sexual harassment complaints more than doubled within 1 year. So I'm not talking about sexual discrimination of all sorts, that's a broader category. This is the narrower and more problematic category of harassment. That confirms that office returns magnify existing workplace issues and demonstrates a failure to implement protection that leads to more abuse. It signals legal and ethical risks for companies mimicking Tata Consultancy Services model. Organizations ignoring safeguards will fall widespread legal fallout. For example, the EEOC secured $700 million in settlements for discrimination in 2024. That's the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission in the US. And of course, outside of the US, there's an even larger amount overall if you count across the world with settlements for sexual discrimination. Legal fees and damages now outpace inflation for employers. Workplace bias drives up turnover and operational costs, and it raises recruitment and training expenses, and of course, legal expenses, lawsuits, attrition, bad PR. Stockholders and taxpayers carry the burden of mismanaged return to office. Remote work, by contrast, reduces bias and improves women's workplace experiences, who not only face bias, but they're still, of course, by far the caretakers for children and do more household chores. So, if you don't want to face attrition among women and you don't want to face lawsuits, consider having more flexibility. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wise Decision Maker Show. Please make sure to subscribe wherever you checked out the show and leave a review. It helps other people discover the show and helps us improve the show. And if you have any questions, email me at gleb, Gleb, at disasteravoidanceexperts.com.